Mr. Chairman, I think a notice of motion was distributed regarding North Korea. I think we heard testimony. I think people here are knowledgeable about it. I'm bringing it up now because the Council for Human Rights in North Korea is meeting in Toronto tomorrow evening. I was very much hoping that they could be able to announce that this committee had adopted these motions. They were once previously even brought forward by Mr. Hebert, and then the matter lapsed.
Well, perhaps what we'll do is we'll just allow these to be distributed. Then we'll see if there's a consensus on their adaptation. Or adoption, I should say. I wonder if I could ask, we're still in session here, and we're now dealing with a different item. Could I ask everybody to just take a peek at these?
Colleagues, I'm just distributing a motion in North Korea that Russ had earlier been involved with. That I was asked by Count Lee from Toronto, because the Council for Human Rights in North Korea is meeting tomorrow evening. They would like to announce that our committee, after we had heard the witness testimony, adopted this motion, which was based on the witness testimony, even based on what Mr. Hebert's work was, which lapsed, from the last Parliament. So I'm basically restating what was done at their request and their hope that we could pass it today so that they could announce it at their meeting tomorrow evening.
Maybe we'll just give people a moment to absorb. While we're doing that, Professor Cotler, one of these was submitted by Mr. Hebert earlier, or just the subject matter of it?
I think we heard testimony, and I think Mr. Hebert wanted to move the motion, but I don't believe he ever got around to doing it, unless...
No, this is on North Korea.
Oh, in the previous Parliament?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes, that's true. I did bring forward a motion to that effect. I don't see a problem with this.
Yeah, it's basically the same.
All right, let's do this in the proper fashion then. We'll take the one of the motions. This is the one that begins with the statement, whereas the subcommittee has heard graphic and compelling testimony, etc. No, they don't. That one's different. That one, is there a consensus to adopt that one? All right. And the other one, is there a consensus to adopt that one? I should ask that question at debate. I'll just find out though. Just a second. I go for the old-fashioned kind of multi-party consensus.
Chairman, how long ago was this testimony? Because I apologize, with so many cases that we deal with, I don't recall any of the details from this.
Professor goes back to February last year, before that even.
These are the, I do recall this testimony. I can't remember any more but the exact details, but I remember the general gist of the testimony.
Mr. Chair, I'll never forget the testimony. It was so graphic. This woman talking about how she saw people murdered in front of her while she was in North Korea. She tried to get to China twice, made it once successfully. People were eating each other. I mean, it was just horrific. Just for clarification,
for what is being done here, so I want to credit him with that.
Just to clarify, the second motion that we're discussing, Ms. Shin Suk-ja and her two daughters.
Right.
Can you just remind me of who they are in the context?
Well, they've been, they're held in North Korea. We don't know if they're still alive. The situation is considered to be one of urgency to determine, if they're alive, their whereabouts, bring about their release because of this ongoing arbitrary that they've been imprisoned, in that notorious camp that you spoke about then, the Kwan Lee So in North Korea. And there is witness testimony to the effect that they have been held there brutally tortured and imprisoned and may not be alive. It's just calling on our government to try to ascertain if they are indeed still alive and secure their release from that brutal torture and imprisonment.
Are they any relation to the witness that we had?
I don't know if there's any relation to the witnesses we had. It is something that the Council for Human Rights in North Korea in Toronto specifically requested. So they presumably, and there has been a petition drive that has been organized globally in South Korea and around the world with regard to their case and plight.
I'll just wait. You fine with the two?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I think we've achieved consensus on that one as well. So both the motions are adopted, and with that we are adjourned.
And again,
hang on, sorry, we're not adjourned yet. Mr. Marsden has something, so does Mr.
No, I just want to credit Mr. Hebert. I want it on the record that he brought this to our attention, and I want to credit him with that.
Mr. Marsden?
I've got a concern here. We're coming up very close to the end of our session. If we want any kind of pronouncement on Camp Ashraf, we're going to have to do it very quickly.
Yes.
And it's very compelling stuff. So whatever we can do to facilitate a response to that, I think, as quickly as we can. And I presume that means Tuesday.
What's that?
I presume that would mean Tuesday.
Tuesday we'll have the witnesses, and then what else we do at that point is at the
Well,
committee's
if we could
direction.
think in terms prior to Tuesday, what we might want to do, I think it's important.
Okay.
And remember that Obama meeting is December 15th.
That's right, we're
So,
prior to it.
Yeah, prior to it. We have
Any
to
chance
act.
of influence is there.
That's it.
Okay, everybody's heard that, so duly noted. We are adjourned.